There are 6 major pillars that make up the Islamic economy: Islamic Finance, Halal Food, Halal Lifestyle, Halal Travel, SME Development and Islamic Economy Infrastructure. It is an industry that is valued at trillions of dollars globally, and earlier this year, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, UAE's Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, revealed his vision for Dubai to become the global capital of the Islamic economy. Making up only a small part of this huge industry is Takaful, or Islamic insurance. So what are the main differences between Takaful and conventional insurance? And is Takaful insurance only for Muslims, or is it increasingly appealing to non-Muslims as well? We sat down with the CEO of Noor Takaful, Mr. Parvaiz Siddiq, to find out more about this modest yet vital sector within Islamic finance. Let's begin by earlier this year when His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, UAE's Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, unveiled his vision for Dubai to become the global capital of the Islamic economy in a bid to boost the exposure of an industry that's already valued at trillions of dollars globally. Now, looking at Takaful, or Islamic insurance, in the country as is globally, it is still a very small part of this overall industry. In your opinion, what's the perception of Islamic insurance, and do you think that perception is changing?
See, Takaful is a growing segment of the industry. If you look at today, Takaful is about 5% of total UAE premiums. And we believe any initiative which supports the growth of Islamic finance in Dubai and in general, anything which has to do with Islamic economy would be useful for the growth of the Takaful industry, because Takaful grows on the back of the demand from the Islamic financial institution. So one primary driver of a growth for Takaful is the Islamic financial institution. So the more lending that happens in Islamic sector, the more products are introduced by the Islamic bank, all these lead to a growth of a Takaful industry. Further, the industries which are specifically designed towards Sharia economy or Islamic economy would lead to a growth in Takaful, because they will demand products from Takaful industry which are specifically for their industry. So for example, if we look at halal meat producers and they need a Takaful, they will need a Takaful product because they have to make their offer end-to-end Takaful. So it's important for them to have a Sharia compliant insurance. And all these initiatives which help to grow the economy and especially the Islamic financial sector will help Takaful industry to grow.
Now, Takaful insurance has to compete with regular insurance. Can you point out what the main differences are between Islamic insurance and conventional insurance?
See, Takaful has been designed on the concept of mutual solidarity, mutual cooperation, right? And the way Takaful is organized is in such a way that people come together, the policyholders come together, and they come together with the promise to help each other. So this is a fundamental difference between a conventional insurance company and a Takaful company, where in a conventional insurance company, you pay premium and risk is transferred to the shareholder of that company. Whereas in Takaful company, you pay the premium, the risk remains with the policyholder, and each policyholder comes together in a mutual way to help the other policyholders in case of there is an accident or a loss. That's one fundamental difference. Other area of a difference between a conventional company and a Takaful company is the way Takaful companies are structured. For example, Takaful companies cannot invest money in interest-bearing instruments. So all effort is towards investing money into sectors which are interest-free. That's one fundamental area of difference. Other is the way the contracts are structured. The contract is structured in such a way where people contribute money as a donation, and any amount of money that is left in the pool on the policyholder fund does not belong to the shareholder. The shareholders cannot take that money. Only thing Takaful operator can take is a share of a profit or a fee, depending on what Takaful model we are following. So if we are following a Takaful model of Wakala, then we take a fee. If we are following a Mudarba model, then we take a percentage of the profit. But all of this is pre-agreed. So the shareholders cannot come at the end of the year and seeing the profit can decide over they want to take a higher amount of fee or a profit. So everything is agreed. And if there is a balance left in the policyholder fund, which is the money that policyholder gave, and we pay all the claims, and if there is anything left after paying the fee and everything, then actually that money belongs to the policyholder, which is not the case in case of a conventional company. If there is a profit in the policyholder fund, then that profit belongs to the shareholder of the company. So that's one fundamental difference between the Takaful and a conventional company.
Looking at Wakala, it's my understanding that Noor Takaful's business model is founded based on the Sharia principles of Wakala. Can you further explain what this is?
What we do basically, we are a Takaful operator and we manage the fund on the behalf of the policyholder. So to manage the fund, we need to charge a fee. So for example, whenever a person pays us a premium, what we do, we take a upfront fee from the premium. And that fee is used to pay all our administrative expenses and so forth. But other than that fee, we cannot take anything away from the policyholder. And our responsibility is to manage the business on their behalf, pay the claims, arrange all the reinsurance structures, whatever is required, we do that. That's what the fundamental concept of Wakala is, that you are an agent managing on the behalf of the policyholder.
So who are your consumers? Who in the past has been more attracted to the business components of Takaful insurance, and is this changing?
See, primary consumer for any Sharia compliant or a Takaful entity would be a Muslim, right? But we don't define our market in that narrow sense. We look at Takaful as an alternative to an insurance structure. It's an alternative insurance structure which is available to everybody. So it's available to Muslims, non-Muslims without any distinction, because what we provide is a service which is essentially identical to what insurance companies do. So we define our market in a very broad sense. We don't define a market in a narrow sense whereby we are saying that our consumers are only Muslims. We are saying our consumers, anybody who wants insurance and who sees the value can come. Now, particularly going to our Muslim customers, they want a Sharia compliant product. So we follow very high standard of a Sharia compliance in terms of our Sharia board, in terms of our internal processes. So they can be rest assured that the product that we are providing to them is fully Sharia compliant. But if somebody who is not Muslim and wants to buy, he will see the value for money in our products. We provide all products which are comparable to any of best available products in the market. So this is how we define our customer in the market. For us, the market is everybody, right? And specifically, if we look at a Muslim customer, then, as I said, we follow the highest standard of compliance that is possible. And so they can rest assured the product that we are selling is compliant.
In your opinion, generally speaking, do you think there is a lack of standardization in Sharia finance? If so, how is this being addressed in the UAE?
See, there are issues relating to standards in Sharia. There are many schools of thought, and every school of thought has a different view about certain transactions, how they should be done, and how they should be structured. But this diversity in opinion gives the biggest strength for us, because when we can go and present product structures, and we can look at from a very different perspective, and all Sharia scholars look them from a very different perspective, and they come to a conclusion whether this product can come in the market or not. So the diversity at the level of Sharia is very useful in terms of the innovation. So I don't see that as something which prevents the Takaful industry to take benefit from. Now, going to specific accounting standards and things like that, yes, these things are evolving and they are developing, right? So there are a lot of new standards that have been developed, and they are coming and that are getting implemented. Insurance regulators in UAE have also come up with the Takaful regulation. They have also come up with a code of conduct, but which applies to all the parties, not only the Takaful companies. But these developments are helping in general to shape the insurance industry altogether. And Takaful companies are also benefiting from it.
Now, turning our attention to the recent initiative that has been launched, employers who sponsor domestic workers here in the UAE can now provide medical staff insurance of up to 50,000 dirhams against illness, accidents, or loss of life. Tell us about this product.
See, we always felt as a Sharia compliant company, we need to bring the products which also cater to the segment of the society which nobody really wants to take care of it in terms of the marketing or giving the products that are specifically designed for them. So what we did, we launched this product under our brand which is called Noor Popular, which is a brand designed to create products which will be a Takaful product and banking products together, aimed at serving the market which is not served by regular channels. And what we are trying to do is to bring products that will be easily, they can be purchased easily by them, and they are easy to understand. They are not complex products. So if you look at this product, which is a domestic aid medical plan, what it does, it provides a medical insurance up to 50,000 with a network of hospitals all across UAE. Combined with that, we have a natural death cover of 10,000 or 50,000 on it. And then we have a repatriation cover in case of death. If the body has to be repatriated, then there is an additional cover of 10,000. And it's a very simple cover. What we did, we thought to make it further simple, we have a flat pricing structure on it. So the pricing is flat. There are no further changes in the pricing. Somebody comes, buys the product. It is available to everybody on the same price. And to make it easy, we brought this on the online. So the sponsors can go online and buy the product online, and there is a fulfillment end-to-end on online basis. So there is no physical interaction with us. They fill the form online, they do everything online, pay online, and entire fulfillment happens online. So we made it so easy so that sponsors can come forward and provide this as something which is required by all the maids and domestic workers. We estimate about 400,000 people in that category alone, which need this protection.
So how has the domestic aid medical plan been received so far?
Oh, we have received quite a large number of calls at our call center. So there is a lot of interest. And the marketing campaign, as it goes out and gets rolled out, we believe that there would be a quite interest and uptake on it. So far, we have issued about 51 quotations till date. And we have concluded few contracts. But I'm hoping as people come back from summer and everything gets into normal life, I'm pretty sure that this product will pick up.
I guess finally, as CEO of Noor Takaful, what's your vision for Islamic finance and for Noor Takaful 5-10 years down the track?
Islamic finance is a very broad thing. So to give a vision on Islamic finance is something not I'm capable of.
For Noor Takaful?
For Noor Takaful, definitely. From my point of view, in 5 years, I want to see Noor Takaful to be a leading Takaful provider in UAE. And we want to see we measure how we lead Takaful companies in terms of the amount of premium we do and amount of profits that we generate for the shareholders and the policy holders. So I want to see on all these dimensions, Noor Takaful company to be a leading provider in UAE.
Thank you very much, Mr. Parvaiz Siddiq, for joining us today.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.